Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Now we begin with some developing company news. President and CEO of listed education and digital media company iCreate, Tyrone Wilson, has resigned. A letter from the board of directors says Mr. Wilson, who founded iCreate, notified the company of his resignation, after which the board of directors met and accepted his planned departure. Mr. Wilson's resignation takes effect immediately. Now, interim leadership appointments have been made, with C. Ivan Carter serving as interim chairman of the board of directors. Arlene Martin will serve as interim president and CEO. This comes after a number of online spats involving Wilson. Now, the iCreate board thanked Mr. Wilson for his visionary leadership and dedicated service as president and CEO. Of course, that's a story we'll continue tracking for you as we head to some economic data. Jamaica's economy the Jamaican economic growth fell below initial projections for the April to June quarter. Now, the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, has released the quarter's preliminary estimates. Economic growth for the second quarter is estimated at 1.5%. This is below the projection delivered in May, which set GDP growth for the April to June period at 2 to 3%. Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, Dr. Wayne Henry, gave the GDP estimates at a press briefing Thursday morning.
The outturn for the review quarter largely reflected increased capacity utilization in the mining and quarrying industry, the continuation of the growth momentum in tourism-related industries, increased demand spurred by higher levels of employment, as well as increased business and consumer confidence relative to the corresponding quarter of 2022. Further growth was stymied by the impact of drought conditions on agriculture and water production, as well as relatively aged equipment in some industries, which resulted in unplanned downtimes.
The quarter's output brought real value added for the first 6 months of 2023 to an estimated 2.9%.
The services industry grew by 3.5%, while the goods producing industry grew by 1%. The industries which were estimated to have recorded the largest increases during the first half of the year were mining and quarrying, up 137.7%, hotels and restaurants up 18.5%, other services up 11.4%, and transport, storage and communication up 6.1%.
While there are downside risks, the PIOJ is also estimating economic growth for the current July to September quarter.
For July to September 2023, growth in output is anticipated to be within the range of 1% to 2%. This projection is based on expected growth in most industries, led by the services sector, in particular mining and quarrying, hotels and restaurants, other services, and transport, storage, and communication. Early indicators are positive, as reflected in hotels and restaurants, with an increase in preliminary airport arrivals up by 14.7%, to 273,376 persons for the month of July 2023.
Let's head to the foreign currency market now. Banks and cambios are selling the US dollar for an average $155.50. $115.51 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar. The average cost for the pound is $197.63, while the euro is costing $172.53 on average. The JSE index declined by 458 points today, while the junior market index lost 10 points. Among the 39 advances were MPC Caribbean Clean Energy, Iron Rock Insurance Company, Stationery and Office Supplies Limited, Blue Power Group, and The Lab. The 51 losers included Consolidated Bakeries Jamaica, Jamaica Public Service 7% shares, MPC Caribbean Clean Energy US dollar shares, JMB Group 7.25% variable Jamaican dollar cumulative redeemable preference shares, and at least 7.5% preference shares due 2024. Now 14 stocks traded firm. And that's the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.